You know, it's funny how a lot of agent shillies, they'll complain about censorship, but they'll never actually show you how they get censored. And for those that don't really know what censorship looks like, this is kind of how it looks like. But of course, YouTube will play the part. Like, they'll be petty, like they'll be, oh, we're blocking your video because of a copyright issue, and there's no way that BBC can know that I used one of their videos for under what, a minute. And it's just very critical information. Around this time, it was about astronomical relics that the Aztecs built on stone, and I was going to put this information with the Golden State Bridge whistling right now with vibrations in the wind, because the way that the Golden State Bridge was built is also like a relic. So I kind of wanted to bring those two together, how a lot of astronomical relics and architecture of buildings came from the Aztecs and the Mayans. So the fact that this video got blocked in the United States only, it just shows how desperate they are for my people to not wake up. Why is it that all these truth channels can wake up their own nation, but I can't wake up my own people without getting harassed, copyright, and blocked? So that's what censorship looks like. And here's another one that was, your video has been removed from YouTube. As you may know, our community guidelines describe which content we allow and don't allow on YouTube. Your video, A Phenomenon, was flagged to us for review. Upon review, we determined that it violates our guidelines. Which guidelines? I'm really curious. Let's see which video they're speaking about. Ah. Appreciate this person for sharing their insights and their truths on how they're able to explain these things, because this was done to themselves. So it's very good to hear perspective from someone that knows what's happening, because this was done to themselves. And yes, let's get into it.
A word that I've used a few times in my songs, but they're called slave breeders. A slave breeder is essentially a human being who is created, and usually what happens at birth is your gender is swapped because you're $1 million black project. Your gender is swapped. You'll know because, simply put, you'll pick up on the signs like, oh, you don't have male mannerism or female mannerism. You'll know. The whole objective for a human breeder is essentially to create the illusion of buying into, like, marriage. Slave breeders are meant to have essentially what you would consider beta children, or...
And now, when he says slave breeders, I believe this is what most hip-hop rappers are. They're living their fourth generational curse, where their grandfathers had to invert their children, and now those children, when they had their own, they had to invert their children, and that's still the third generation. It has to go to the fourth generation, which is what Jay-Z says. And this confirms what this person is saying with kind of what Jay-Z says, and that fourth generational curse, and why they have to continue to do this is because they took a contract with a demonic being that likes things to be inverted and reversed backwards. So if you don't believe in the Most High, there's negative and demonic people that do, and they like to blaspheme him. So moving on.
Female to male children that are born. This isn't a very new thing, by the way, but it is being used to create the slave population that you see. So by destroying actual male populations and creating this new female to male type thing.
And this is very relevant because even though I believe the virus is a hoax because it's a regular flu like any other, it's also not just a regular flu now because it's being maneuvered through the airline frequencies with the 5G towers. And from my understanding is that it's killing more men than females.
Where these beings create children as breeders or breeder cells. Breeder cells. They are creating a population of people that are taken advantage of. Using mind programming, by the way, the male to females,
All the perpetrators.
if you should know, cannot bear children. They can't bear children in their wombs. So their whole purpose in life, essentially, is to play victim. The more that they play victim, the more that they're rewarded. And this comes in the form of drugs. This comes in the form of Hollywood's misanthropy and all their other stupid shenanigans. And essentially, they create a material life for these victims. All the while, any female to male breeder that wakes up out of the program is usually murdered or set up for crime or what have you. So, and I'm saying this because essentially that's what they created me for. I am essentially what I would describe as a female to male slave breeder. So if you don't snap out of the program, you essentially create these children, and afterwards, either you're going to think that you're gay when in reality you're not. You're actually a straight man, or rather a straight female that's in a man's body. Or if you're sold on the narrative that you're so manly, you'll be taken to court, you'll be thrown in jail, there'll be all sorts of things that are done to you, and then life is just a permanent hell. So, and this is sick. Now that you open your eyes to what the female to male and male to female breeders are and what they are, you got to be very, very careful. I'm going to be the only truth they're telling you about this. I'm warning you guys ahead of time.